Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. When we left off, we were having a night of reflection. You know, it's not the first time that we've had nights of reflections, and thinking on it, remembering those previous nights of reflections, I am really thankful that I have the opportunity to save my progress, because this game has had a bad habit of not offering that opportunity, especially after boss fights. So, thank you for having this option. Now then, let's go ahead and see how Lynn is doing. We already checked on Dusk, and learned that Dusk is not only willing to sacrifice his life for Sarah, I think from the sounds of it, he is also willing to stay behind in Elvenia, never to return home, just so that he can stay with her. I think what he was trying to say was interrupted twice, because it's like, wait, you're really? Yeah. Anyway, Lynn time. I really like this, by the way. Oh, this is this map? I was wondering what map it was. I've never seen this map used in this fashion. This is one of the sample maps that RPG Maker 1 comes with, and normally the only part of it that you ever see anybody explore is this part here where Lynn is standing. That ledge where the others are up, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody up there. Oh, Joshua. Okay, yeah. As a reminder, the Dark Lord is Lynn's brother, Joshua, who presumably has been possessed by the devil. It's kind of a bummer, actually. Lynn says to himself, I don't know in what sort of messed up reality could our individual paths bring us to this. Me, the hero of this world, and you, the ungodly shadow who has come to the world to make all of her inhabitants fear sleeping at night. But there is no way any part of you could possess my blood anymore. You must be stopped. Not just by me, but by those you had once called your friends in another life as well. Son? Are you Chermies? Chermies says in a wispy voice, This is how I appear to you mortal eyes. Well, that brings up two questions. One, how do you appear to immortal eyes? And two, well, it's not really a question, but I definitely approve of the mermaid look. You have grown enough in spirit to be able to encompass my physical form. Here I am, my son. Lynn is stunned. I am glad you have made that judgment, Chermies, because I know I was wrong to have quietly disbelieved all this time that creatures from heaven like angels really did exist, or that this world actually had a mother to care for it. Again, I have to ask this. How do you not believe in guardian angels whenever you got one giving you magical powers and talking to you? If she wasn't a guardian angel, what was she? A ghost? Some evil spirit? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. You deserved more faith from me than that. Chermy smiles. I could see all this in your heart already, you know. I am an angel, after all. And of course you are forgiven. I know that your belief is now fully established and unwavering, and I am glad. It is enough that you have willingly admitted to needing me. Still, I have to be honest, Chermies. Even my faith in the good within Elvenia gets a bit shaken when it occurs to me that somewhere up in that floating palace, there's a creature called the Lord of Darkness, who was, in one life, born from the same human mother as me. I can't think of a more obscene fate for two people whose ideals have grown as far apart as the East is from the West. I know, son. I know. But, as cliched as this may sound, please try to take comfort in the fact that you will not be alone in this. Not only myself, but your Alvinian friends are here too. It seems the goddess of faith knows me far better than I myself do. What do you mean by that? Salutations, Earthling friend. How are you faring this evening? Well, I suppose I should be glad to see you smiling in humor after all that you have been through earlier today. But still, it does not seem to... Wait, earlier today? Are you telling us that everything from finding out about the Dark Lord through going through those dungeons has taken place in a single day? But still, it does not seem to mirror your true emotions at the moment. No, it's just that, on the spur of the moment, it helped to know that even now some things about Elvinia just do not change. Namely, how all of the forest elves of the world are always going to speak so quaintly to everyone they meet. I guess I just found that sort of thing refreshing. I'll say that I am pleased to be of such service, then. Lynn says with a shrug, "It is true, you know." For a long time I kept asking myself why, for someone I had met only twice before, and a person of another world at that, did I just rush forward into blind danger that day in the tundras, thinking it was you who needed help. In anything, you know well by now it is a certain someone else than myself who believes he must come to the rescue of each and every damsel in distress that we run across. Tessera says with a giggle and a tickled shrug, "Yes, I was very happy to hear that someone had rushed headlong into the trap of a dreadful snow beast in order to save someone he thought was me. Thank you for that." Harry and the other guys thought they were really hilarious, giving me a hard time about my doing that for you, Taz. But you don't need to be concerned. You are just important to me, that's all. Just as you are to Sam or Pranaka or anyone else we both know and have a common relationship with. All I can say is, to me, you are an almost perfect image of everything good in life that has long been lost to almost all of the entire Earth. I was once like that, you can imagine, never really believing in anything other than myself, always taking the easy and selfish roads through life whenever possible. And for me personally, I hardly ever took life seriously in the first place, at least not in the things that were truly important. Like taking better care of a younger brother so that he wouldn't make the wrong choice like the one that he did. You shouldn't take responsibility for that. I don't know how to say it quite like an Elvinia would, but... Tessera, the only thing I know I'll need to take with me back to my own world is the memory of your face and every deed I have seen you perform throughout the journeys we have all made together, and that alone should be enough to help change the world I go back to for the better. If we beat the Dark Lord, then we are going to show other human beings of our world how to live as someone like Tessera Allegra does, and, I hope, in turn lead them to a different light. Not even grandfather or my dear little brother ever praised me so highly, sir. But I feel the same way. A fragment of my heart, I believe, will leave this world with each of you four young human scamps at the conclusion of our story together, whereupon at last we must part for the remainder of this life. Perhaps, much like your guardian angel, Lady Charmies, I know that when I see you four off back to your own world, I will immediately come to miss your laid-back grin that assures everyone else around you that sometimes there is no need to worry, even in times of distress and fear. I will also miss that bright fire of determination in Dusk's eyes that are now tempered by the glacial hue of both sadness and hope that I have always seen mirrored in Sarah's eyes. I know I'll miss Uri's insults and sarcastic, forthright banter, Harrison's grim wit and sometimes wordless insight. Tessera says with a smile, and all 4 of your collective tendencies to get mixed up into all kinds of trouble. Tessera more solemnly says, but still, I must ask. She and I have both been silent in this up until now, Lynn, but unfortunately, if you still intend to save Elvenia from the Dark Lord because you believe it is the right thing to do, then you will have to confront yourself with this one question sooner or later. Under the circumstances, your heart's true answer may very well determine the fate of both Tessera and myself, whether or not we live to see past tomorrow. Your loyal friend Tessera has prayed fervently to me, asking me to speak her words for her, for she cares about the current state of your spirit as much as I do, but this question just has too dire a weight for her delicate spirit to shoulder. Tessera nods without a word. Are you prepared for me to ask the question? Yes, just ask it already. Sigh. What am I saying? Of course you aren't. I couldn't expect this of anyone. Go ahead. If you say I have to deal with it sooner or later, then you might as well make it now. Then, this is it. Lynn, do you believe that the difference between good and evil, between right and wrong, is important enough to forsake one's own flesh and blood in order to save even just one Elvenian? And an Elvenian, in fact, who is not of your blood, nor even the same race of creature, and was a complete stranger to you until just mere months ago when you first came to this world? In short, is a filial bond worth preserving over any other bond one may establish in the course of his life, regardless of where love truly lies, or even if it means betraying the hopes of those whom you have promised to protect? I so want Lynn to say, what the heck did you just say? What is that word? Filial? What? Before you answer, remember this. The Holy Priestess came close enough to Serena to be given a prophecy of hope that you and 3 other Earthling children would come to defend Elvenian's innocence against the Dark Lord when he would arise to take it for himself. And so, should you decline to help your 3 friends in the fight that the 4 of you are destined to face with him, then the absence of your support alone will surely condemn us all to lose against this monster. And without the love of Elvenian friends you have like Tessera, myself, or anyone else, even the 4 of you together may fail. But no pressure, though. It is the Divine Mother and all the people of Elvenia, Lynn, who loves and supports you and your 3 friends, not your brother Joshua. It was not Serena or any angel in heaven who determined for things to turn out this way, no. It was Joshua who heaped this horrible fate upon you, forcing you to choose between him and this world. I wish more than anything right now to be able to say otherwise. Perhaps that Joshua was somehow possessed against his will by the almighty dragon, so that he could walk the lands of Elvenia in a form that other mortals could see. But it isn't. Are you sure about that? 'Cause that one cutscene from before kind of implied it. We, the Lunas Elder Knights and Lord Zenobia Sephiros, the Great Dragon, have been plotting the domination of this galaxy, especially Alvenia, for many years now, and we will plan for millennia more if need be. You've every right to still call him your brother, no matter what he has become. But it is the people of Alvenia, and yes, even us four guardian angels, whose very hearts we gave to our mother, were treated as unwanted toys to be smashed and trampled upon by the Dark Lord, who need you to defend them from this very enemy. So I ask again, Lynn, is love meaningless before the bond established upon birth between those of the same blood? No, it is not. Alvenia is now more important. It is as you said, Hermes. Josh took this path and willingly became something that is no longer my brother. But you, Tessera, the goddess of fate, and everyone else in this world, are the ones who showed me to the light. So, we'll fight the Dark Lord for you. We're all with you in this, brother. No matter how difficult it is to accept that someone of the very same blood as you has become the destroyer of an entire world, that does not mean that you have to face this realization alone. Perhaps, after you have come this far, it can now be said that you've gained many brothers and sisters, whereas you once just had one sibling. You know what? I guess it isn't so bad then, you two. Okay. We're gonna go on another episode break. Those of you watching this at YouTube, I hope you don't mind that we are spending single episodes on each person. That does kind of delay us eventually making our way towards the Dark Lord. But let's be honest, even though it seems like we're getting close to the end of the game, we're really not. I think this is memory card 15. Yeah, and there's 17 memory cards altogether. So, regardless, it's not like I am stalling when we're on endgame's doorstep. Something is probably going to be happening whenever we visit the Dark Lord. What it is, I have no idea, but there's still a bit of time before we actually reach the end of the game. With that said, let us go ahead and head into this break. And when we come back from this break, we will go ahead and check on Harrison.